We welcome you to 12th Man Studios for a special edition of The Beat. The reason we're here, Texas A&M baseball. Over the weekend, they swept the Davidson Wildcats in a super regional series, 2-0. That means they are off to Omaha. And we are joined right now in our lounge by outfielder Logan Foster and catcher Cole Bedford. Texas A&M will make its 6th appearance in the College World Series all time. And Logan, let me start with you because it's a little bit different. Maybe some of these guys on the roster might ask you, even though a freshman, what is the CWS like, because you are a Lincoln, Nebraska native. And I know this is an event, at least as a fan, you've attended for quite some time.
Yeah, getting closer, and once we got to that last inning, a lot of guys started asking me questions, what's Omaha like, and like what to expect and everything. And I just said, be ready and soak it all in. It's one of the greatest games on dirt and in front of the most amazing crowds, and like there's no words to describe it. And growing up, going to it, and being that little kid, imagining to play there, and then finally getting to play there is like a dream come true.
Certainly is. And let's discuss a little bit how you guys got there. Cole, you're one of the heroes, I think, of the first game against Davidson because it went 15 innings. Temperatures were soaring. You had to catch with the gear on your knees the entire time. How grueling was that 15-inning affair with Davidson on Friday?
Yeah, I think it went by a lot quicker than I thought. You know, coming the next morning, you know, I was a lot sore than I felt that night. I guess we just had so much adrenaline going. You know, we did good early. Then they kind of had their game in the later part of I think the 5th or the 9th, and then for a while it was just kind of a pitcher's duel. You know, we'd get a lot of guys in, just couldn't shut the door on that. But you know, I don't think I realized how sore I was until the next morning. I woke up and I texted Casey. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to come in a little early and get some extra work. But I felt a lot better after the win.
Like you mentioned, the game goes extras, and you were up 6-0 on Friday. Davidson makes a comeback. You're kind of an energy giver on this team. What was the mentality of the squad while Davidson's making that run at you, and it is so difficult to finish it off?
Right, you know, I don't think we've had an easy win this year, you know. Even at the U of H regional, you know, both of those wins, they had late rallies, but, you know, I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and we just had to stay in the fight and, you know, don't worry about what they're doing. They're going to make a run. They're one of the hottest teams in the nation, and they just left North Carolina, beating NC twice. So you knew they were going to come in with a lot of momentum and not let it be easy for us, but I like how we responded to that game.
Logan, when you switch it over to game 2, you had an early home run. Did you feel like a quick start on Saturday could really help you, considering what both teams went through on Friday?
Definitely. I think the quick start with the 2 home runs early gave us a lot of momentum, and even though they came back and took the lead, we were ready to punch back no matter what they threw at us, and we were ready to go, and we're going to give you our best shot.
Yeah, and you said it, that you were ready to punch back. So you go through the long game on Friday, and they've got a 6-2 late lead on Saturday. Again, a mentality question, Logan. Did this team just still kind of say, one pitch at a time, we're fine here?
Yeah, we were all telling each other, like, we've been in this situation before, and we're just going to take it one pitch at a time, and we're going to give you our best shot every pitch, and don't try to do too much and pass it on to the next guy.
Cole, you guys end up scoring 10 unanswered to win on Saturday and punch your ticket to Omaha. Little bit of a strange play with Jorge Gutierrez there on his pop-up to the infield. That's got to look a little surreal to you guys, knowing how key the moment is, and all of a sudden the ball falls out of a guy's glove on the infield.
Right, yeah, I was actually on third at that time right there, and, you know, when he first hit it, you know, your instinct's like, all right, well, I better get home. And next thing I knew, I guess they kind of collided right there. And I turned around, and KOPETSKY, which is actually, it was a big-time play at the time, and it probably got overlooked, but KOPETSKY was at second right there, and, you know, infield fly, 2 outs, you know, you're thinking they're going to catch it for sure. KOPETSKY kind of hustled, got home, ended up ball dropped, and then Gutierrez hustled to second right there, ended up keep the inning going too, and KOPETSKY just hustled right there. We got the 7-6 lead or whatever, 6-5 lead right at the time, which was a huge play that probably got overlooked. But yeah, that was big time.
Yeah, you always need things to happen. You know, you got to be headsy on a play like that. You've got to be able to make a play, maybe need a break or two every now and then when you get into the postseason. But one of the things I think a lot of people came away with from the weekend was the crowd, over 7,000 at each game. I mean, the nation got to see the ball count chant, and I think it got up to 10 or 11 one more time. We said it before, it didn't matter so much, Logan, that you were playing Davidson, a team that had pulled an upset. It mattered that you were playing here at Bluebell Park that weekend, didn't it?
Yeah, nothing was better than winning it here back at home in front of our home crowd and the 12th man, and it's a tough place to play when they're full go, and it definitely had an effect on Davidson.
Yeah, Cole, was it just a phenomenal atmosphere to be in? High stakes game with that group backing you in the stands.
Right, yeah. I actually talked to some Davidson guys after the game, and, you know, I think as you come in from an opposing team, at first you're like, man, this is tough, but after I think you realize how cool it is to play in front of the 12th man. You know, I'm sure they don't like the ball 5 chant at first, but when they're looking back, I'm sure now they're like, man, that was pretty neat to get to do that. You got 6,000, 7,000 roaring at you, telling you how many balls you've thrown. But, you know, I was really happy. You know, you kind of feed off them too when they get going loud, you know, and maybe it's later in the game, you kind of get some more energy going from the 12th man. But they were definitely awesome this time. It was big time from them this weekend.
Well, fellas, a great 2 games against Davidson. We wish you all the best of luck in Omaha. Thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
Logan Foster, Cole Bedford, Texas A&M is on to the CWS, and we have more in just a bit on this special edition of The Beat.
This game for the rest of the year, for the rest of your career, it ain't never over. The game ain't never over. It's only over when you say it is. I'm proud of you guys. We played good at times all year long, but today when we needed it most, had some fun to watch. Pitching, defense, offensively, that's how you do it.
Guess what? We ain't done yet.
Some people got the real problems. Some people out of love. Some people think I can solve them. Lord heavens above, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me.
Texas A&M is off to Omaha. This is a special edition of The Beat. We are inside 12th Man Studios, and now joining us, outfielder Blake KOPETSKY, a Bryan, Texas native. And Blake, we kind of talked about it earlier in the year that in your youth you actually used to attend birthday parties at Olson Field. And now that it's Bluebell Park, it's evolved into this great place to play. What was the super regional atmosphere like for you over these 2 days against Davidson?
Man, it was something special. Going out there, I mean, packed crowd, trying to have that not have an effect on us. It's hard to do, but with that 12th man out there, it was great to have their support behind us this weekend.
Mm-hmm. And we were talking to a couple of your teammates just a bit ago about that 15-inning game 1, and Cole Bedford had to catch it. It's a long, grueling game. In any top of inning, they can take the lead. In the bottom of any extra inning, you can win it. What emotions do you ride in a high-stakes game that goes that long?
Yeah, in a situation like that, you just got to kind of stay level-headed. You can't really get too big for the situation. You know, you got to kind of be the best version of yourself in every opportunity that you get to maximize your success in those situations.
Mm-hmm. And game 2, we've discussed the pop-up by Jorge Gutierrez. Cole mentioned that you were on second base, headsy play to get to home plate. I don't know if you saw the ball drop because you're churning for home, but what's going through your mind as that ball's in the air? I'm sure there's some of you saying, all right, it's going to be caught, going to be down 6-5, got to go play defense.
Yeah, it was 6-5, and I was rounding third, and I was like, all right, we're going to have to win it in the 9th. So, and then lo and behold, he drops the ball, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And then I score, we go up, and then Chorby comes up with a big hit for some insurance runs right after that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm guessing you go off crowd reaction there. You don't really see the ball fall. You just know the crowd tells you that.
Yeah, I've just got my head down, and I'm rounding third, headed home, and I'm just running, and then all I hear is that crowd just erupt, and I look over, and the ball's on the ground, and I mean, crazy moment right there.
Certainly was. And you mentioned shortly after Nick Chorby had a big hit to extend the lead. Walker Pennington, another senior and an outfielder with you. He has a home run in the ninth to make it 12-6. But going back to Nick, he's been so good in the NCAA tournament. I think he's hitting 500 for the Houston Regional and the Super Regional. He's right next to you, a senior in the outfield. What does that mean to you to see Nick kind of finish off his career playing so well as you go to Omaha?
Yeah, I couldn't be more happy for him. I mean, he deserves every bit of success that he's getting right now. I mean, hard worker, same with Walker Pennington. All of our seniors are great leaders and hopefully leading the way for these younger guys.
Yeah, and then the question about Walker, maybe the batting average isn't where he would like it for his final season, but that guy seems to have a knack for coming up with some big swings at big times, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I mean, LSU, he had a big game-winning home run, and then last Saturday had a good insurance home run right there. But, you know, me and Walker, we've both had kind of up and down seasons throughout the year, and even though we may not be on the field producing, we're in the dugout, you know, talking to guys, making sure everybody's calm and level-headed and staying locked in. So
You'll get your first look at TD Ameritrade Park in Omaha, the mecca of college baseball, on Thursday when you guys arrive there. What kind of emotions you think will run through you looking ahead to that moment when you see it for the first time? And is this trip kind of keeping those emotions in check because you're out there trying to win some baseball games too?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be exciting. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've talked to a few guys that have gone. One of my old junior college roommates, Tucker Pennell, he was at Arkansas the 2015 season. They went. I've talked to Tyler Naquin. He said that, I mean, all they've told me is it's awesome. It's a surreal experience, and just to soak in every moment.
Does it make it a little extra special for you because, quite frankly, you nearly didn't have this season at all?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had my mind set. I was gonna go start working and start doing the 9-to-5 gig, and I was sitting in the parking lot after a game and looking at the field, and I was like, what am I doing? I need to play one more year. So, I mean, definitely glad I did, and definitely glad I poured everything I did into this program.
And some people could say it's worth it because you went to Omaha, but I don't know if players necessarily look at it like that. I'm sure you feel it was the right decision because you got another year with these teammates and these brothers, as you guys call them.
Yeah, it was worth it even if we didn't make it to Omaha, even if we didn't make a regional, just to meet all the guys that I have this year. I mean, great group of guys. I mean, friends that I'll have forever.
Congratulations. Enjoy Omaha, and best of luck getting maybe 5-6 more wins to hoist another trophy.
Yeah.
Blake KOPETSKY right here on this special edition of The Beat. Texas A&M, they will take on Louisville this weekend in the first round at the College World Series.